The night was still, and the only sound was the soft rustling of the leaves. Shadows danced under the pale light of the moon as Abeni clutched her belly, her heartbeat echoing in the silence. She reached for her clothes and pressed a gleaming silver pin into its corner, her fingers trembling. Mama said the pin would keep me safe, she murmured to herself, pressing her hands over her belly as a wave of fear washed over her. Suddenly, a low voice drifted through the air, whispering her name. Abeni, Abeni. She spun around, squinting into the shadows, but there was no one there, just trees and the airy darkness. Earlier that day, Abeni sat with her mother in the small candlelit kitchen. Her mother's face was lined with worry, and her voice was firm as she handed Abeni the silver pin. Listen to me, Abeni, her mother said. The spirits are watching, and there are those who don't wish you a safe delivery. This pin will guard you from evil eyes. Abeni skeptically took the pin reluctantly. Mama, do you really think a tiny pin can protect me from them? Her mother's eyes held a flicker of fear. Don't underestimate the power of belief, my child. The demons may come, but with this, they will not touch you. Abeni pulled her shawl tighter around her shoulders, her eyes dotting around nervously. She remembered her mother's words, holding on to them like a lifeline. Then footsteps, slow, echoing footsteps. Who's there? She called, her voice shaking. Out of the shadows stepped an old woman, her face hidden beneath a wide-brimmed hat. Her face gleamed with a strange, unsettling glow. Child, the old woman rasped, her voice chilling. Why do you walk alone in the dark, knowing what awaits? Abeni's hands tightened around the pin, her heart pounding. She forced herself to speak. I'm not alone, she said, her voice stronger than she felt. I am protected. The old woman's lips coiled into a sly smile. By that little pin, do you think it can save you? Abeni felt a shiver run down her spine. She held the pin tighter, whispering under her breath. Mama said it would keep me safe. The woman moved closer, her hand reaching out. Let's see then, if you truly believe. Abeni took a step back, clutching the pin like it was her last hope. Just as the woman's fingers stretched towards her belly, a blinding light burst from the pin, illuminating the darkness. The woman shrieked, stumbling back as if burnt by the light. She glared at Abeni, hatred in her eyes, and spat on the ground. You may be safe tonight, girl, but beware, I am not the only one watching. With a final glare, she disappeared into the shadows, leaving Abeni shaking. The next morning, Abeni rushed back to her mother's house, her story spilling out in fragments as her mother listened intently. She tried to touch my belly, Mama, but the pain, yes, it saved me. Her mother nodded, her face softening with relief. You see, my child, never underestimate the power of protection. But there was something her mother hadn't told her, something she hesitated to reveal. As Abeni continued to talk, her mother took her hand gently. The pin has guarded many mothers before you. It was given to me by my own mother and to her by hers. As long as you wear it, you and your child will be safe. Abeni nodded, holding the pin close to her heart. From that night on, Abeni wore the pin everywhere. Through whispers in the dark and shadows that lurked, she was never afraid again, knowing that the pin, along with the love of generations, protected her. And on the day her child was born, her mother placed a tiny matching silver pin on the baby's blanket. "May this pin protect you," her mother whispered, sealing the blessings of protection, the power of love, and the strength of generations into the heart of her daughter's newborn child.